So aloha everyone, welcome back, good afternoon. We're live here in the booth at Origin ECN Vertical Blue Freediving Championships, and I have a very special guest, Walid Boudia from Tunisia, who just set a new national record in constant weight for Tunisia. Must have been a nice way to end the competition, Walid.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, like finishing this on a good note and doing some easy and nice dive.
Yeah, awesome.
Record.
Yeah, for sure. And so next up we have Dean Schausch from Great Britain attempting the third deepest no fins dive of the competition, 84 meters. This is the dive Dean's struggled with a little bit here during the competition, and like you, hoping to end Vertical Blue on a good note.
Yeah, I'm sure he got it. He's been training for that.
Yeah, I really hope so. Dean, one of the local Long Island residents here, assistant to Will Trubridge at the Vertical Blue Freediving School. And so Dean looking to secure a white card performance on his last dive here during session 3 of the Origin ECA Vertical Blue Freediving Championships. This is our last day, last act. We've got some great performances on tap from you. We've got Dean Schausch, Remy Dubern attempting 75 meters without the fins, Andrew Kvetkovich without the fins, 71 meters. So some fantastic performances in store. You're about to witness one of them right here with Dean Schausch starting his descent. And so the live feed from the surface, we can see the judges looking down. Stiegpried's going to be his assistant at the surface. Dean giving that last little frog kick with the legs, and that will start his sink phase the rest of the way to 84 meters. And so, Waleed, we've seen you constant weight with the fins. We've seen you constant weight in free immersion, but no constant without the fins.
No, unfortunately, I hadn't had the opportunity to do it in this comp. I mean, it was my objective in the beginning, but then some unexpected events had to, made me change my mind and the disciplines.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's your deepest dive with no fins?
I've done 78 in competition.
78, wow, that's a big dive without fins.
Yeah, well, you know, this is a very athletic discipline, very physical.
Yeah.
The way up, you know, is very tough on the body and the extremities, and it's a very technical discipline, as you know.
Yep.
You can see that Dean has a really
refined style.
Yeah. A lot into details.
A la William Trubridge. So William certainly a mentor to Dean in all facets of diving, but I'm certain that training with Will on a consistent basis lends a lot of success to Dean's no fins technique, and we're about to see Dean making the long swim back from 84 meters. Can the Wales native make it to the surface and claim a national record for Great Britain? And so I think in coming years we're going to see a big rivalry between Dean Schausch and Mike Board.
Yeah, they're chasing the same numbers, and I mean, same country, they represent the same country. Dean has been working a lot on this discipline in the last months. Certainly.
And certainly the physical fitness and technical prowess required for no fins is going to transfer over very nicely to technique in free immersion and also with the monofin as well.
Absolutely. You know, a strong diver in no fins has an amazing advantage when doing other disciplines, especially free immersion, because of the physical strength and aptitude.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and we can obviously see that, you know, you're a great free immersion diver and then also delivering some big performances. No fins, 78 meters. That's getting you up there, definitely the top 10, 20 divers in the world without fins, yeah?
Yeah, I'm not sure how many, but yeah, I haven't been training that discipline for years now, but it's nice. Let's see how.
And that is certainly going to be a red card. Dean Schausch blacking out just below the surface. We saw that earlier at a deeper depth from Hanaka Hirose from Japan. Everyone's certainly rooting for Dean.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because
Unfortunate way to end the competition for Dean. He comes around in the water. They're supporting him. And so many athletes pushing themselves to their maximum this week. We've seen some underwater blackouts from a few different athletes. What has surprised me, and I think most of the fans at home the most, is we see Hinaka Hiro say a half hour later drinking a beer on the beach.
Yeah.
Completely fine.
Yeah, she's fine. And the safety team has been doing a great job here.
Safety team doing a fantastic job. And I think it really goes to show how safe the sport of freediving is.
Exactly. Yeah. We all want to avoid, of course, the events, but we have a great team here working very hard to handle these kind of situations, and usually we don't have any kind of
lasting
consequence,
effects.
yeah, on health or anything like that.
Yeah, no water entering into the lungs or no complications due to these type of, what seems to be at home really like dangerous situations. And it's actually, I think the televising this, we have the Diveye drone. I think it's showing people how quickly the safety team responds, and I think it's showing people how quickly the athletes respond as well, and how quickly they can bounce back from this sort of thing. And we have other sports like skateboarding and motocross and things that are extremely dangerous that maybe don't get the same kind of negative connotation that freediving does. So I think the Diveye broadcast really going to show how safe the sport of freediving is, and maybe helping to mainstream it in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. We all know that seeing an athlete blacking out can be quite scary, or maybe it impacts a lot of people. But yeah, as you said, it has no usually any consequence on health or integrity of the person, because, as we said, it's handled very professionally by the team. And usually these are surface blackouts or very shallow blackouts, so
Yeah.
it doesn't have, a major consequence.
And so for those of you who don't understand what shallow water blackout is, it's exactly what we saw. Even though divers here at Dean's Blue Hole are in 1,000 feet of water, the propensity is for the athlete to black out at the surface, where water pressure decreases the most, the lung volume expands the most, carbon dioxide starts to flood back into the system, and we get what's called a pulmonary dump. And the brain decides, okay, I'm going to shut off. It only happens for a very brief period of time, but if the person, whether it be a spear fisherman, recreational diver, or competitive freediving athlete, is not attended to immediately, the results could be disastrous.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's why we always insist so much on the fact of being always accompanied by another person who knows what to do in case of something bad happening. So basically never dive alone. Always have good safety with you, and this should be absolutely no consequence on you.
And so really a reason why you should take a freediving course if you're a beginner freediver. And so Waleed, I know you're opening up a new freediving academy in Colombia.
Actually, in Curacao.
Curacao,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
So
right.
nearby.
Yeah, it's actually the same geographical location.
Okay.
It's a nice island with really amazing conditions for freediving. We invite all of you to go there.
And what's the
check
name
it
of
out.
the school?
It's called Ocean Quest.
Okay, so not
Curacao.
only the freediving school that Waleed is running, Ocean Quest in Curacao, but also an annual competition. So for anyone interested in getting into competitive freediving, certainly a fantastic location to check out. And then Waleed Boudioff, one of the most accomplished divers in the sport of freediving, certain to provide you with the highest level of freediving instruction there in Curacao. So certainly something to check out for all you freediving fans at home. Next up, we've got another big number in no fins, Remy Dubern from France, and he'll be attempting 75 meters without fins. Remy sort of, he's been having a little bit of difficulty this week without the fins. We've saw him do some great dives in the bifins.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's his strength, and he usually, he has a good technique also for no fins. So
Yeah, he's a tremendous no fins diver.
I'm sure this dive is well under his capabilities.
Yeah, we'd love to see Remy finish up the competition with a successful white card performance. Remy indicated to me that he's just had a lot to juggle with family, opening up a new freedive school in northern Sumatra, on top of a very successful freediving school that he's been running for years in France, one of the oldest freedive schools there. And so just Remy hasn't had the time to be able to put into his training as much as he would like. And sort of, as an athlete, when you don't have that time to put into the training, it's hard to come by the results.
Yeah, true. But amateur athlete is one that who's conscious of this, and Remy is an experienced diver, and he knows exactly what his body can achieve. We've been talking about that, and
very important to listen to your body in freediving. I think not only helps you to achieve your performances, but also helps to keep you safe.
Yeah, that's the most important thing I would say in this sport, because that's why we have to announce these depths on the night before and the day before, and so we know exactly what number we can achieve on that particular day, because we all know it depends on so many factors, both personally and then depending on the conditions. So it's a sport that obliges you to really be very, very conscious of your abilities and capacities.
Yeah, I would certainly agree. I think that freedivers, as a lot, very venturesome, willing to push the limits, so to speak. But I don't think that recklessness and freediving go hand in hand.
No, absolutely not.
And so Remy, certainly a very accomplished French diver, one of the deeper divers in the world without fins, attempting 75 meters here at Origin ECN Vertical Blue, and an announced dive time of 3 minutes. So if Remy completes this dive, he'll be right up there with Omar Leucci of Italy. I think it'll put him 1 meter short of Omar for the fourth deepest no fins dive of the event.
Yeah. I could do it in French, if you can see.
And so the judges, Remy making the descent, just passing 55 meters here, looking very calm, very relaxed. We're hoping the equalization can last for Remy on this 75-meter no fins attempt.
Remy est complètement détendu sur la phase de descente. On peut voir la bonne position qu'il a pour le free fall. Il se prépare pour le turn.
Remy touching down.
Ok, donc Remy commence sa phase de remontée. Il ne devrait pas avoir de problème pour ce genre de profondeur. On peut apprécier la technique du sans-palme. Il a une très un très bon coup de jambe, et au niveau de la brasse, pareil. Une bonne propulsion qui l'emmène déjà à 50 mètres. Allez Rémi. Bientôt le premier safety. Allez, on y va. Allez Rémi. Rémi qui est à 33 mètres actuellement, qui rencontre le premier safety. Une très bonne technique. Alors c'est une discipline qui demande beaucoup d'efforts physiques au niveau des bras et des jambes, surtout des bras. Rémi arrive à gérer son effort, et je pense que ça va être bon. Plus que quelques mètres avant de faire un bon protocole. Allez Rémi. Surface. Rémi qui pratique sa respiration de récupération. Et il a un peu de mal, mais il va y arriver, Allez. Alors, on va voir ce que disent les juges. Bon coaching.
And so just hopefully the protocol was in time.
Let's hope so. Oh. I think he did it well, maybe over time. Apparemment, le protocole de surface a pris un peu plus de temps que prévu. Je pense que c'est le problème qui a été détecté par les juges. Je ne sais pas si Rémi va vouloir protester. C'est vraiment dommage.
And so the surface protocol from Remy running a little bit over time. I thought it was a fantastic dive. Remy displaying fantastic technique as you were describing in French on the ascent. I took French in high school, so I understand what you're saying. I just don't speak it that well. And then being met by his first safety and still looking very strong.
Yeah.
But just for some reason, the protocol running a little long, maybe slightly hypoxic at the surface, but...
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Sometimes it depends on, maybe it has been over time for 1 second or so.
Yeah.
And, it's frustrating, but the rules are the rules.
And so we talked with Alessia, certainly right now looking to be at the top of the sport. And it was sort of Alexi's opinion that making the surface protocol a bit easier for these athletes to produce white cards might be beneficial to the sport. And so here we have a world record holder in the booth with us, a white card diver, Alessia Zucchini of Italy. She's been fending off contenders from Slovenia, from Japan throughout the week. So many women trying to snatch these world records away from her. And she's leaving Vertical Blue 2018 with 2 world records in the bag. A no fins dive, and then also a constant weight dive as well. So must be very proud of your performances this week.
Yes, it was really a long competition.
Yep.
But I'm very happy, of course.
Awesome. Well, it's been exciting watching you here in the booth. Certainly lots of competition from the other athletes. Not only taking home 2 world records, but likely first place overall here at the prestigious Origin ECN Vertical Blue freediving competition.
Yeah, this was our goal with Martin, that I would like really a lot to win. And we were like, I should have to do because it was impossible to don't win without.
And so having to do world records in every discipline, talk about how challenging that is.
It was a little bit hard. Yes. Now I need the minimum 1 week holiday.
Yeah.
I need it.
Minimum 1 week holiday. Right on. Are you going to go skiing now? Switch it up?
No, always skiing.
Right on.
It was very good.
Yeah, I bet. And so we're going to see Andrew Kvetkovich from Ukraine, and first-time competitor here at Vertical Blue. This is going to be a big dive for him. 71 meters without fins.
Wow. Yesterday also did a good dive.
Yeah, he pulled on the line a couple times coming up on the no fins. And so the performance was originally validated white card and then later overturned red card. So Andrew attempting, hey, you know what? I made the dive. I felt good. I'm going to go 2 meters deeper.
Sure.
It's pretty cool to see.
I can do it for sure. Do you want to enjoy us?
This one's broken, sorry.
Okay. It's broken.
It's broken?
Oh, this one's broken. You have the broken one.
I can be like this.
I can take the broken. Quite light. I have light.
Which one is broken?
This.
All right, so we have Martin Zayat here in the booth with us as well, Alessia's coach. You guys have been trading off coaching duties throughout the week. So finally I got to see Martin repay the favor, or you repay the favor for Martin, and you were his coach the other day.
Yes, it's harder to be coach only because you feel a lot of, it's easier.
Yeah.
It was every time so clean, so I didn't do.
Didn't need a coach.
Yes.
Yeah, Martin's his own coach. Cool. And so you attempted, or completed actually yesterday, a no fins national record for Slovakia, 60 meters.
Yeah, but it's for me, no fins is quite difficult because I don't train and my leg technique is not nice. So for me, it's really difficult to do this discipline. I did it only for a while, for results.
Right on. Well, I think with a little training, yeah, maybe some big numbers in store for you in the future with no fins.
I will try to find time to do also no fins.
Yeah, cool. We've seen a lot of divers throughout the competition shy away from the no fins portion of the contest. And certainly in the men's and women's disciplines, the divers with the big no fins performances, top of the podium.
Anyway, no fins is the hardest discipline ever. You can't touch the rope, you don't have monofin, and if you don't have swimming background, I think it's quite difficult to arrive to top performances.
Absolutely.
You have to feel the water, you have to be flexible, and legs are very, very important.
I think the only discipline that might be more difficult would be descending like Leo Maroka with the pool noodle.
With what?
With the pool noodle. Did you see him the other day? He got tangled in the pool float at the surface, and then he tried to do a free immersion dive, and he got to about 15 meters, dragging 2 pool noodles, and then was forced to turn around. But if he had completed that dive, I think that would have been one for the record books. To drag your flotation device down to 80 meters, that would have been absolutely spectacular to see.
Yes, but we have to hope also that
Yeah.
maybe can help on the
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. So maybe these women competitors will start slowing you down. They'll strap you a life jacket on you.
Sincerely, I don't like too much this idea. So is starting also the free fall? Already the free fall? No.
Yep. So Andrew Kvetkovich from Ukraine starting his sink phase on a 71-meter national record attempt without fins here at Origin ECN Vertical Blue. So the action winding down a bit, but not over. Our last performance of the day will be a no fins dive by Bianca Kim, a Korean national record. So still some fantastic performances on tap for all you freediving fans out there at home.
Stay here. I go to call my parents because really it's too much. It was bad.
And so going for the nose, maybe to help with the equalization here. Looks like he's battling through something. Can he do it? Yes, he makes the plate. Grabs the tag. Sticks it in the hood. And so you got to think that, you know, sticking the tag in the hood, do you put the tag in the hood?
No, I put the tag in my
Yeah,
neck.
it seems much easier.
It's much faster, for
Yeah,
sure.
it's sticking it in the hood. Maybe you don't lose it if it's in the hood.
And it's impossible to do like this with the goggles.
Yeah, exactly. And so you see most of the divers here either attaching the tag to the thigh, the weight belt, or the neck, sometimes the wrist, but trying to stuff it in your hood just seems like a lot of extra effort to me.
Yeah.
But Andrew Kvetkovich powering through. He was really clean at the surface yesterday, so we'll see how he does here.
And what he did yesterday?
He did 68 no fins, or 68 or 69. I don't have those notes in front of me. But he pulled on the rope coming up, so the performance was disqualified. But still, I mean, he made a very clean dive. And so I'm sure he'd be very happy to complete this dive here. Cap off Origin ECN with a white card in freediving's most demanding discipline,
I will pull it a bit tight.
no fins freediving. Removing the nose clip, that's always a good sign. And he's right on schedule for his dive time, which is a good thing to see as well. You can see the arm strokes getting really shallow. Making the surface.
Oh, so good.
Come on, Andrew.
Good.
Breath, but yes, it's perfect. With the coach shoe, so faster because it was okay.
I think he was faster because of the
Yeah.
gold suit.
It was so good.
Yeah. Waiting for the judge's decision.
2 big dives in 2 days.
Awesome way to cap off Origin ECN Vertical Blue. For Andrew Kvetkovich, 71-meter national record white card performance in freediving's most demanding discipline.
Very, very good.
And so Nizacek next up from Slovenia, really hoping to get that 70-meter constant weight white card. She's been trying it a couple of times now and turned early, and so again, we're hoping that she can finish up with a white card also.
Yes, I hope, really hope for her. She can.
And so what's in store for you now, Alessia? You're going to take a little bit of time off, and then what?
No, I think I will come back to Italy and I will train in the gym a little bit, because after I will go to Dab and there I will take 1 week holiday. Because it's better.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And then so back to Italy, take some time off, train in the gym, go to Dahab, start your training again for
We will
Deb.
have a workshop together, a training camp with Martin.
Okay.
in Dab.
You're teaching a class there?
5 days.
5-day class in Dahab with Martin Zayat and Alessia Zucchini. So for anyone interested in some top quality freediving instruction, you've got the dream team right here. Organizing a class in Dahab. Check that out. I'm sure you can find that information where?
Yes, in Dab Freedivers, and we can ask also them to us.
Okay, so Dahab Freedivers, check out their website for that workshop. I wish I could attend, but I'll be here at Dean's Blue Hole diving.
Hey, it's
Not a
really
bad,
pity,
not a
eh?
bad trade-off.
Really
So
pity, I'm so sorry for you.
yeah, maybe something will rub off on me and I can figure out some stuff.
If you come to the hub, I show you everything about the equalization. Huh?
Okay, yeah, perfect, right on. I'm hoping William can give me some tips about equalization too. He doesn't seem to have a problem with it though, so he's just like, you do. I'm like, okay, well, I'll figure it out. But I got a pretty good place to work on it here, I think,
Yes,
at the Blue Hole.
quite
So
nice, yes.
yeah, I think I might.
Honestly, not bad.
Yeah, not too bad. No current, 200 meters deep. I can walk off the beach.
It's an amazing place. It's the best place of the world.
Yeah, for sure. So you've heard it from Alessia Zucchini, best place in the world for freediving. I think Dahab, definitely one of the top places too.
Yes, it's amazing, and for us and from Europe,
Yeah.
it's perfect. I love it.
But you've outdove the Blue Hole in Dahab now.
For no fins, it's enough.
Yeah, for no fins, it's enough. So maybe we're going to see some massive numbers from Alessia in the future, just focusing solely on the no fins discipline.
It's impossible. I like a lot to do everything because you can have different goals and it's easier.
Yeah, for sure. I can imagine that definitely would be the case. I'm excited to get my first monofin. I've done all my diving with pretty much with no fins. And so it'll be interesting to see how much the monofin helps increase the performances.
With a good technique, you can do very, very nice dive.
Yeah, I've done a lot of work in the pool for the technique, like swimming with the training fins and stuff like that, and with no fins with the monofin technique in the pool.
Yeah, it's perfect at the beginning of the season, and after with the bifins it's better because it's more power.
Yeah, and so I've been working my way up using those, and so that's sort of the progression for those of you at home, you know, starting with like long, flexible swim fins, kind of developing the technique like that in the pool, and then doing some depth tables with the long fins, and then eventually transitioning into either a training monofin or an actual competitor's monofin. So, what monofin are you using?
Starfin, the same.
Starfin. Okay, cool. We see sort of like Starfin, Molchanovs being the most popular fins, and then glide fins, and then also Setma composites as well. I've seen a few of
also.
those. Yeah, Martin also using the Starfin.
Sure.
Yeah, cool.
It's from free swimming and it's very, very good monofin. A lot of
Nice.
stiffness and it's very, very good.
And so you use the same fin for depth as you do for dynamic?
Yes, in carbon, yes. It's
Same exact stiffness and
exactly
everything?
The same, yes.
Cool.
It's the softest, and with you see a little amplitude, I can go very fast.
Awesome. Yeah, certainly something I'm excited to check out is the Uber project. I looked at their website the other night. Martin had kind of indicated that might be a tool for equalization to check out. How much has that helped you?
A lot. I started to do mouthfeel in October when we start together, and we worked. I lost dry exercises with the Q tool. It's very beautiful because you can see you can train much more than only one dive per day.
Yeah. And so you have the Uber project making equalization tools. You can check them out online. They also make a really nice pair of fluid goggles, which is what you've been wearing as well.
Yes, we have to see.
we have a lot of similar equipment, or the same.
Yeah.
And these goggles are also from Andrea Tucci, UBA project.
Yep.
But I think he stopped to produce.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he did only for fun, not for taking money.
Okay.
So, yes, but they were very good.
Yeah, yeah. And so how much visibility do you have with those fluid goggles?
It depends if you have a good distance of the lenses. If you have it immediately on the axis, on the center of your eyes, you can see perfectly.
Like wearing a mask?
No, not like
Little
it's
bigger.
different.
Okay.
It's not for freediving for a pleasure. It's really just for competition.
Okay. Yeah, I've never worn fluid goggles, so I don't know. I'm just interested. I know a lot of people out there. They're hard to find a good pair, and they're expensive usually. So.
Not too much, but the problem is for do exactly in the center of the eyes.
Yeah, finding them to be an exact perfect fit. So, did you get fitted in person for those?
No, with the goggles that we have, there are some different.
For different sizes of the nose part.
Of like
and you
swimming
can-
goggles.
And you can change.
Yeah, so you can change.
And I saw online goggles for swimmers, not old style because they use it still. And you have something like wire, and you can extend. You can
Yeah.
set your own distance.
The nose piece is adjustable. That's pretty standard in most swimming goggles. So Nisa check here,
Go.
making another attempt at 70 meters with her monofin. I think she'd be very happy to go home with a white card here.
Yes, I hope really for her. She's very nice. She has some troubles with equalization, and I hope really that she will do it.
So another diver having a little bit of problems with equalization will be our next diver after her, Kristen Kuba. And she'll be attempting to go even a bit shallower today, 65 meters. And I'm interested to see if that's with bifins or with the monofin.
I don't know, but
And so Nisa's starting her sink phase. 40 meters. Can the mouth fill last?
In training, she had a lot of problems with early turn. She lost a lot of time mouthfeel.
So maybe something the UBA project could benefit her in some ways. And
come
you
on.
can see like the other athletes have, their cheeks are just much fuller at that depth than hers. You know, you can actually see it in their mouth. We've been watching it here on the Diveye. You can see her mouth looking sort of much thinner, not the puffy cheeks that you see from the athletes descending to 100 meters or more.
It's a pity.
It's a topic for a lot of athletes.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly kind of the thing, like, you know, you're from a cold weather climate, you can do the hypoxia training, you can do the CO2 training, you can do the strength and fitness training, you can develop the swimming technique. You can do a lot of work of equalization in the pool, but it's really hard to simulate those really deep dives.
It's not true.
No?
It's not true. For equalization, really dry exercises are the main part of the training, and they are much more difficult than to show it and to do it in the water.
Really?
Much more difficult.
Awesome. Well, that's good to hear. Certainly something that would be valuable information for all of those divers at home.
Yeah, for me, if you can't manage these kind of exercises as a dry exercises, there is no reason to try it in the water.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. And so for myself and for a lot of divers included, I learned how to utilize mouthfill by diving on empty lungs with a mouthfill from the surface.
Sorry, I go. Martin, you come here.
Yeah.
I have to call my parents because I didn't
Absolutely. I'm sure they're super excited to see you or hear from
Bye-bye.
you. Have a great rest of your day, Alessia.
Maybe I could send someone new. Who can come?
Yeah, so really interesting. Martin Zayat saying that you can learn some dry land equalization exercises, and by perfecting them before you enter into the ocean, you're going to be sort of predisposed to having a huge amount of success, which for you cold weather divers out there and people who don't have access to deeper depths, certainly some inspiration there if you have the opportunity to go check out one of the workshops he teaches, I think you'd learn a tremendous amount about the equalization process. And so certainly something fascinating, not only for myself, but for many of the fans at home. Kristen Kuba, next up from the United States, she'll be attempting what I believe is a bifins dive to 65 meters in an estimated dive time of 2 minutes and 20 seconds. You do any diving with the bifins competitively?
Last year, when I was coaching Czech national team, I was also athlete. I'm Slovak. I can be a part of Czech team.
Yep.
In CIMA's European Championship, and I don't remember, I did like 76 or something like this.
Okay.
My PB from Nice is 85 meters.
85 with the bifins.
Yeah, I like bifins a lot.
Me too. I remember the first time I put a monofin on, I felt like I was going to drown.
A strange feeling when you can't do a bifin movement.
Yeah, for sure. It was only in the pool in about like 5 meters of water, and I was like, oh no, here we go. But yeah, you get used to it. But certainly the bifins, you know, growing up spearfishing for me was, you know, I just progressed in terms of longer and longer swim fins, and then eventually long plastic blades, and then once I found carbon fins, it was like, aha, wow, this is amazing.
This is what a lot of people don't understand, that even if they are beginners, they can buy immediately very good fins, because the performance depends of equipment a lot, really a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
And the argument, we don't want to be a world champions, okay, but you want to enjoy, you want to have a long dive time. No?
Yeah.
And then after they start to think, and if they choose carbon fins, good carbon fins, they are after very, very happy.
Yeah. It was funny, before I came here, I'd been diving with Setma Composites fins and another pair of fins called Alemani, and they're both very nice fins. One's fiberglass, one's or composite, and one is carbon fiber. But I loaned out my Alemani fins to a friend, and I broke my Setma fins. So I actually had a friend break the Setma fins, so I had no fins. And so for my divers that I have in my classes, I have rental stock, and they're all plastic fins, you know, because they're more affordable and I can carry more pairs of them. And so I was teaching my courses with the plastic fins, and man, it was like a whole night and day difference of how difficult it is to dive with plastic fins. So like Martin's saying, would highly recommend carbon fins for you beginner freedivers out there at home.
What is important if people want to buy a new fins? First, you have to check the foot pocket, because it must fit to your feet perfectly. And after, try to think about the design and these things. Foot pocket and the stiffness of the blade is very, very important.
Yeah, I personally prefer, even though I'm a big guy, 200 pounds, it's like 90 kilos, a very soft fin.
I prefer opposite, because I work with a lot with the camera, and it looks, the old style technique looks very beautiful. Mm-hmm. And if you need a high performance from the fin, in case of any rescue, you have the power. But
yeah.
Last year I tried the Chetma CVT, and they are so great, and I started to like also the new style with the high frequency, low amplitude, and the Chetma fins, they are incredible, really. For me, at this moment, the best fins.
Yeah. And so for me, the reason why I prefer that softer fin is I do a lot of spearfishing, and I do a lot of surface kicking.
Yeah.
And so for me, that low amplitude, higher frequency kicking, it's a lot easier on my legs to maintain that momentum all day.
And sure, especially if you are a few hours in the water and few days.
Yeah.
With stiff fins, your ankles are destroyed, and also the body is very tired.
It definitely takes the pressure off the ankles. I'm spending on average, you know, between 4 and 6 hours in the day, of the day, 5 days a week in the water. And so having those softer fins definitely helps. But yeah, having that stiffer fin coming up from depth, if you want to kind of turn on the afterburners, is certainly nice to have.
I checked in Epsilon Quarante on my stiffer fins and Chetma fins, and I was surprised that it was just subjective feelings, but I felt much better with Chitma, and the speed was a little bit higher than with stiff fins at the end, yes. So,
Yeah, so sometimes it's interesting in freediving, even though you think you're moving faster, you're not. And so we're also joined here by Andrew Kvetkovich in the booth from Ukraine, who just did a 71-meter no-fins dive. You must be very excited.
Congratulations. Thank you. Very nice
performance. Thank you so much.
Yeah, great way to end the competition.
Yeah, thank you. So let's see the Kristen. Yeah. She's starting.
7, 8, 9.
And so you can see the Setma fins from Kristen. She'll be using those on her descent today. Those would be the Mantra competition fins.
I was talking about these fins exactly.
Yep.
Chetma. She has a nice technique. Calm movements, good position.
She looks really relaxed. It's very important for 80 dive.
Exactly. You can have the best tools, but if you are not relaxed in the water, it's very difficult.
My dad always used to say, it's the Indian, not the arrow. It's the Indian, not the arrow.
She is very relaxed.
So she's attempting 65 meters.
Yep.
And she's almost there.
And looks as though she'll make the plate.
She's there.
Yeah.
Grabs the tag, sticks it to her leg. And you can see kicking a little bit more, but with less amplitude. So that's what the Setma fins enable. You don't have to kick as hard, you kick more, but with less energy. And displaying quite nice technique on the ascent here. Upper body very parallel to the line.
Symmetric amplitude.
And so that's one thing that's important, is allowing the fin blade to completely return before you start the next kick. Yeah, finding the right amplitude in your kick cycle.
It's saving your energy.
Yeah. You can see she doesn't have a lot of bend in the knees either, which is really good. And so I think that's something the high angle, the 33-degree angle with those fins certainly facilitates as well.
There's bending knees just a little bit.
Just a little. When you start bending the knees too much, though, it can be a little bit disadvantageous.
Very clean. Very fast. Very nice protocol.
Emphatic protocol.
And of course, white card. I go. Okay.
Thank you, Martin. Pleasure.
welcome.
Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye bye. See you later.
So we're watching the celebration in the water. Kristen Kuba, 65 meters in constant weight.
It was an amazing dive.
Next up, we have a 55-meter free immersion attempt by Junko Kitahama from Japan, and an estimated dive time of 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So what's next up for you, Andrew? You just finished up your first trip here to Vertical Blue. And what do we got in store for the rest of your adventures?
We'll see. So I'm gonna go to Bali. It's gonna be middle of August. It's gonna be deep week with Adam Stern and Alessia Zucchini. And we we think that it's going to be about like 100 students or something like that. And last time was 40 instructors. So we'll see how it's going to be this time in Bali. Because it's the largest event to learn freediving in Bali. I mean, in the world.
Yeah, sounds like it. I didn't realize that it was that big of an event. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, like it's going to be my third deep week, and first two was like really big, more than 100 freedivers at the same time.
And so are you attending as a student or as an
No, as
instructor?
instructor.
As an instructor. Okay, interesting. And you said there's over 40 instructors?
Yeah, usually it's about 30-40 instructors and about 80-90 students.
Wow.
Maybe even 100. So we'll see how it's going to be this August in Bali.
And predominantly the students are coming from?
From everywhere, worldwide.
Awesome.
Yeah. So last time was like from every continent, from a lot of different countries. Like it was like really nice mix of people, nice people from everywhere. And some of them they gonna come back to this deep week, next deep week in August again.
And so where is the event hosted?
It's in Amed, Bali, the dive shop called Apneista, and it's really good conditions. You can swim out like 5 minutes and you have 30, 40, 50 meter depth. And like for all levels it's good to teach over there, but students who want to learn deeper than 50 meters, we can go just out on the boat and do drift diving, drift training.
Yeah, and so also some fantastic shipwrecks in that area as well.
Yeah, it's like 3 wrecks within like 15 minutes of driving on the car or bicycle. I mean scooter.
Cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, definitely Bali, certainly a blossoming area for the sport of freediving. Was originally known for its surf culture, which was brought a lot of people and tourists to the islands of Indonesia, particularly Bali, and now we're seeing a huge influx of freedivers to that area as well.
Yeah, just because the conditions is really good and the logistics is really easy, so it's going to be really, really nice. And next deep week is going to be in Coron. It's Philippines, but it's going to be like much less people because logistics is harder, and maybe it's going to be like 50 or 30 students. I don't know.
Still quite a few people.
Yeah, we'll see. And I want to say thank you also to all my fans, for everyone who watching me, who wishing me a lot of wishes on the Facebook and everywhere. And I want to say in Ukrainian too. Дякую всім, хто вболіває за мене. Дякую компанії NIQA за спонсорство. Україна. Dякую вам всім.
Awesome, yeah. So a lot of support enabling you to be here at Origin ECN Vertical Blue, and yeah, great performances this week. It was great seeing you dive.
Okay. So it's going to be 55 meters free immersion. Free immersion, it's when you're pulling yourself down using the rope.
Yep, so free immersion, hand over hand, pulling on the rope.
1 minute.
It's the only discipline you're allowed to pull on the rope outside the candy cane, and we saw you get penalized a little bit for that yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. Today was good, right? Don't tell me that I touched somewhere. Something.
Only where you were supposed to.
Okay. Yeah, this time I was controlling a lot this moment. On the bottom I grabbed the tag, I put in my hood, and I was thinking, don't touch the rope. Like just go from here. Don't touch anything. And
30 seconds.
it was working.
Twenty seconds.
Yep, have a good one.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Official top. Plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Junko Tahama, Japan. Free immersion, 55 meters. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Is there somebody who didn't tell you down in the beach about the sand? No, they went on the sand.
Junko Kitahama clawing her way down the rope.
40 meters.
Touching down.
Touchdown. And return. 50 meters. Meters. First safety, 30 meters.
Junko meeting her first safety, escorting her to the surface. Looking strong, sure to be a white card performance.
20 meters. Meters.
And a white card to cap off Junko Kitahama's diving week here in the Bahamas. Anna von Botische trying to secure what would likely be 4th place position here at Origin ECN with a 46-meter no fins dive.
1 minute, 30 seconds. One minute. Seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Official top. That's 1, 2, 3. Anna van Bottica, Germany, constant weight, no fins, 46 meters, 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Anna making the descent without fins, hoping to secure fourth place positioning here overall for the women. So Anna breaking the surface. right, Simon Bennett back to attempt a no fins dive. The Chilean hoping to be able to do 46 meters and secure a white card on his last performance here at Origin ECN Vertical Blue.
Welcome back to the beach, guys. I'm Francesca here with Daniel Koval of USA. We just saw Andrew Hekovich of Ukraine set a new national record, 71 meters, no fins. Let's see the flag.
Yeah, Ukrainian flag.
Ukrainian flag. And by the way, 71 meters matches the United States national record set by Grant Hogan, Baby Ho, probably like 5 years ago. So
long time ago.
A long time ago.
Saw that record
Somebody needs to start training in no fins. Daniel, we just saw Kristen make a nice white card dive. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's with bifins. So she really likes diving with bifins, maybe as much as the monofin. So she wanted to do that, and yeah, she just felt it today. She was feeling really good in her warm-ups, and everything was just going as planned, and she had a really nice dive to 65 meters, which was her new PB. So,
PBs are the best. Nothing better. Love to see Kristen ending the comp on a good feeling. Earlier in the day, we saw what might have been, aside from the fact that there were like 9 world records set here, we saw emotionally a fantastic dive from Mimi Okamoto Nihirai of Japan. 95-meter personal best. Mimi hasn't had a personal best probably in like 6 years, so very emotional, beautiful dive. It's been a fantastic day, and now we all get to go
party. Party time.
This is why we're all really here. Yeah. It's the after party, but we have a couple more dives to go. So we've got, I believe, Bianca Kim going for a national record, also in no fins. So we're rooting for her. She will be the last diver of the day here at Origin ECN Vertical Blue. It's been 9 days of diving. It's 6 dives per athlete, 46 athletes from 23 different countries, and hundreds of dives. And again, 9 world records set, 3 of them belonging to Alessia Zucchini of Italy. She goes home with 2 because Sayuri managed to snatch one back this morning.
Very strong dive.
But the women have been spectacular. So we're going to go back to the arena for the diving, but we'll see you here in a little bit.
And so we're back here, Simon Bennett attempting 46 meters, no fins. Simon, one of the original Vertical Blue contenders, back here 10 years later on the line for the 10th anniversary of this prestigious freediving competition here in the Bahamas. Simon, our second to last performer of the day, but stay tuned. Bianca Kim attempting to set a Korean national record without fins. An estimated dive time of 2 minutes and 15 seconds to cap off Vertical Blue 2018 here in the beautiful islands of the Bahamas. Low tide kicking in, the conditions are stunning, great visibility, great weather. You can see the platform there in the distance.
Official talk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Simon Bennett, Chile, constant weight, no fin, 46 meters, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Touchdown. Still got the stand down. It looks like he made it.
Yep, touchdown. Simon Bennett returning from 46 meters.
40 meters. 30 meters. 20 meters. 10 meters.
So Simon been having a little difficulty at the surface. Let's see if he can power through. And it looks like he's got it under control this time. And so our last national record attempt of the week about to take place here. Bianca Kim from Korea attempting a no fins dive to 41 meters in an estimated dive time of 2 minutes 15 seconds.
Minutes.
See Bianca on the platform doing a little bit of pranayama before this attempt. It's as though she's attempting to do this dive without a warm-up. So no diving before this dive, just simply going to get right down to it and hopefully deliver a national record for Korea with no fins in the female department. This would be a splendid way to cap off an amazing week of action here at Origin ECN Vertical Blue. How fitting would it be to finish up with yet again another national record? So 1 minute away from the last dive of the event, national record attempt by Bianca Kim, a 41-meter no fins attempt here at Origin ECN Vertical Blue. I'd like to take this time to again thank our fabulous sponsors, Origin ECN Trading Network, Paralens Action Cameras, Sunto Dive, Ada International in the beautiful islands of the Bahamas, all with whom we could not make this event a reality. If you missed any of the action throughout the week, tune into the Vertical Blue YouTube channel. All of the action will be there, every single act, every session from throughout the week. You can watch all the highlights and replays, so many national world records that we've seen here throughout the historic 10th edition of this prestigious freediving competition. And Bianca beginning the descent, hoping to capture a national record here in her final performance at Vertical Blue 2018. So Alessia Zucchini, she's descending with the arms overhead, aiding in her streamlining, looking very comfortable, very relaxed.
30 meters.
And she's just 5 meters away. Can she get to the bottom plate? And she can, touching down,
40 meters.
grabbing the tag,
Touchdown.
attaching the tag to her wrist, and making the swim back towards a new Korean national record. First safety diver.
30 meters, first safety.
You can see spectacular visibility here in the blue hole, low tide.
Meters.
So just about to break the surface. She's got the Korean national record in hand. Just needs to deliver a clean surface protocol. And that looks certainly to be a textbook white card. We'll see what the judge's decision is. She's got the tag. Will it be a new national record for Korea with no fins? So much excitement in the water here. Everyone around the platform thrilled, and that is a wrap on the diving action for Origin ECN Vertical Blue 2018. While Bianca celebrates, we're going to head on over to the beach for a quick interview. You can see her grabbing the tag, making the ascent in beautiful, clear conditions here at the Blue Hole. And giving a clean surface protocol for the judges. So more to come from Bianca Kim in her freediving career.
Wow, wow, wow. What an incredible last day here at Dean's Blue Hole for Origin ECN Vertical Blue. We just saw 3 no-fin dives, Simon Bennett of Chile, Anna von Botteker of Germany, and the last dive, a national record dive for Bianca Kim of Korea. Fantastic stuff. The day has been amazing. The total has been around 18 white cards. We only had 1 DNS, 1 did not start. We had 5 red cards, most of them for protocol, and we had 3 yellow cards. But overall, ending on a high note with 2 world records. One for Alessia Zucchini of Italy, taking back constant weight from Hanako Hirose with a 107-meter constant weight dive, and the indomitable Sayuri Kinoshita of Japan answering back in free immersion saying, Alessia, I think I'll take that free immersion record, and doing so handily with 97 meters. It's been a fantastic day. Everyone has been working so hard. We want to say thank you to the crew, especially the safeties, to our sponsors, Origin ECN, Sunto, the Bahamas, our partners, Paralens and Ada, and the fantastic crew on Diveye, bringing this all to you live so you can enjoy what's happening here. Really history happening at Dean's Blue Hole in the Bahamas.